What does EPA, EISA, and RFS have to do with sustainability to our environment and the farmer? Give up? Let me give it a try and explain it to you. The Renewable Fuel Standard Program was created under the Energy Policy Act of 2005. The Energy Independence and Security Act of 2007 further amended and expanded the RFS program. EPA elements and program consults with the U.S. Department of Agriculture and the Department of Energy. Although this sounds confusing, if you take away all the acronyms, basically the Renewable Fuel Standard Policy is reducing the volume of petroleum-based fuel and replacing it with renewable fuels. Today I would like to tell you about the specifics of the Renewable Fuel Policy, the progress the policy has made, and discuss the future of the policy as it impacts our everyday farmer in America. The Renewable Fuel Standard Policy started in 2005 and expanded in 2007. It had 4 goals. 1. To reduce greenhouse gas emissions. 2. To expand the nation's renewable fuel sources. 3. To reduce reliance on imported oil and by the year 2022. 4. To increase the amount of renewable fuel mixed with transportation fuel to 36 billion gallons. There are 4 renewable fuel categories under which the RFS will accomplish these goals. 1. Biomass-based diesel made from soybean oil, canola oil, and animal fat. 2. Cellulosic biofuel, example from wood chips or corn stalks. According to a study done at the University of California at Davis, biofuel made from leftover stalks and leaves after a cornfield has been harvested was found to have the lowest carbon footprint of all. 3. Advanced biofuel made from sugarcane or bioethanol. And 4 is the total renewable fuel made from corn. The policy requires certain volumes of each category every year. Although the policy has been in effect only for a few years, we are already seeing the positive effects. For example, Chen, Hong, and Quan, all professors at Southwestern University, looked at the changes of the Renewable Fuel Standard Policy has had so far and found the reduction in greenhouse gas emissions in the U.S. due to the RFS is about 2%. Another positive, in 2005, the United States imported 3/5 of the petroleum needs, and today that number is just about 25%. Those are just a couple examples of the progress the policy has made. Looking into the proposed volumes for 2015, 16, and 17, they are proposed no changes in biofuel, and all other combined volumes will rise 9%. Janet McCabe, who is Assistant Administrator for the EPA, said the proposal marks an important step forward in making sure the Renewable Fuel Standard Program delivers on the congressional intent and to increase biofuel use, lower greenhouse gas emissions, and improve energy security. So where does this leave Renewable Fuel Standard Policy? On November 30th, the EPA is required to finalize next year's fuel volume. The volumes are actually lower than the volumes set out by Congress. The vote has brought on some negative talk. Heavily opposed by the fossil fuel groups, ranchers, motor vehicle organizations, and constructive lawmakers. A few environmental advocates have even argued the standard amounts to little more than a corn society that's made no progress on its stated goals of weaning the U.S. off foreign oil and reducing the country's greenhouse emissions. It is a mismanaged program. As we first look into the basics of what the Renewable Fuel Standard Policy is about and its basic goals of reducing greenhouse gas emissions, expanding the nation's renewable fuel sources, and reducing reliance on imported oil, it would be hard to find anyone who was not 100% supportive of that policy. I mean, that is why I intentionally began looking into the policy in the first place. I was interested in the connection to expanding the use of ethanol as a way of sustaining my family's farm. The policy has made progress is reducing greenhouse gases expanding renewable fuel sources, but there are also groups who are looking at the policy with an eagle eye and want it scaled back or even shut down. On November 30th, the EPA will announce the volume for each fuel category for the next several years, and hopefully the opposition will be able to support the policy and look for solutions to the concerns. I know it is the right policy for the sustainability of our country.